Hi guys, weekly mentoring video, Monday, October 19, 2020. It's a little bit different today because I'm traveling. I'm going to Ecuador and so I'm on my way and recording this in Bogota airport. So if you hear any noises or something like this, please excuse me that, but I can't do anything about that. And you need to live with it. But nevertheless, we have a weekly mentoring video today, very interesting one, maybe a bit shorter than the usual ones, but I'm sure you're gonna learn something cool. And before we move on, I will bring the disclaimer, and basically you're going to be informed that this video is for educational purposes only, and I don't give any trading advice here, just education on option trading. So we can look what's going on here. You see significantly reduced number of positions. Well, that's because we had last week lots of them simply expired. Worthless, which means we kept a lot of premium. So if you look at here at our overall year-to-date performance, we're nearing 35k. That's pretty cool. And this is beta weighted portfolio on SPY. And so if we look at the delta, you see that I'm very, very neutral. And if you look at the Theta, you see that we're making around $166 per day. You see a lot of earnings coming up, like before earnings are the light pink boxes. You see lots of those coming up. And so that means the markets will be more volatile in the upcoming days. And when you're trading options and selling option contracts, you need to be extremely careful, because on earnings things may happen, and they're quite unpredictable. Even if the earnings of the company are good, that doesn't mean that the price may not go down significantly. You need to be simply aware of this, and I highly advise not to trade past the earnings date. So this will reduce the list significantly to only candidates which reported earnings. And you see J&J is actually here. If you click there, you see that sideways movement, and we could trade that one, for example, today. I think it's pretty cool, and we're going to do an iron condor on this one. So you see, we passed the earnings. They were actually really good, but the company didn't react like crazy, didn't move up or something. It just stands still. I think it just has something to do with all these vaccine talks, not them being not successful with finding the vaccine. But this is a medical company; it can do strange things. But for a while, it has been moving in this box, and I think it will continue for at least another 15, 17 days, and will not exceed the level of its highest highs here at 157 and so on. And also will not drop, I would say, below this 137, 138, let's call it. So we could be safe selling an iron condor, taking advantage of that range, which we can see here. I mean, it's already kind of like drawn here with this line. So I'm going to remove this, clear this drawing. Let's talk about this condor. And I said something like, I'm going to sell an iron condor on this at a range which is satisfying in terms of probabilities. So the probability that we want to have in our trade is around 80%, I would say, at least 70. So 8 out of 10 contracts should be winning, or basically 8 out of 10 trades needs to be winning in order for this to make sense. So we're going to search for something which has this kind of probabilities. And we were talking, when we looked at the chart, 137 at the put side, that's the low, and 157 high at the call side. So let's define this range. And 137 put side would bring us some significant premium here. And you see the delta. This is also, I usually sell deltas below 20, but in this market situation, I would be 15, or below 15 would be much safer zone, which means 15% of probability of you ending up in the money with this trade, basically losing. So let's start selling at this level. So I'm going to create and sell iron condor. This pops up this screen here, and I'm going to trade 10 contracts, right? So I'm going to go and say, hey, I'm interested in the put side. 137, I can take like 5k range here, so I'll bring this to 132. And then we talk about on the call side, we said on the other hand, I can sell 157s.